Is Animal Kingdom Lodge the best Walt Disney World hotel for you and your little ones? I grew up going to Disney. So when I sat down to do research on booking my first trip to Disney World as a new parent, I thought that one, Animal Kingdom Lodge is the most expensive resort on Disney property. And that's actually a misconception. And second, I thought that Animal Kingdom Lodge was really the only resort that was good for little ones. And that's nuanced. I think Animal Kingdom can be great in some scenarios and not so great in others. I'll go over when I think Animal Kingdom Lodge is the best resort for you and your family and when I would pass on it. And of course, I'll give you some alternatives that I think are better. The thing that makes Animal Kingdom Lodge unique and why influencers are talking about it and why you've probably heard about Animal Kingdom Lodge and are researching it is that they have live animals in savannas on property. You can see animals from your rooms if you choose to book that savanna view or if you happen to get the complimentary upgrade. But you can view these savannas on property just walking around. There are all sorts of different viewpoints. They have programming and tours that you can take advantage of to see the animals. And that is a feature that you're not going to find in any other Disney property. Or, I mean, in any hotel in Florida, the US. It's an extremely unique property. My kids loved walking around and just exploring the different displays. They have birds, they have zebras, they have giraffes, and it's so fun to walk around the property and see the different viewpoints. It does make Animal Kingdom Lodge unique. It makes it immersive. It makes it feel like you're really on vacation. But is it actually the best property for you to be staying at with your toddlers? Let's get into that. Because I myself have stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge twice with my kids. And I do think there are some scenarios where, yes, Animal Kingdom Lodge is absolutely the best resort for you. And some scenarios where I myself as a mom have passed on it and booked other resorts. So let's talk about it. The first vacation scenario is the traditional Disney Parks vacation. You are wanting to hit all 4 parks. You are going to a park every day, whether you have the park hopper and you're hitting multiple parks in a day, or you're just taking one park day by day, but you, by and large, during the day are going to be spending your time in the parks. The hotel is pretty much just somewhere to sleep. In that case, if you're traveling with little ones, kids 5 and under, 6 and under, Animal Kingdom Lodge isn't going to be the most convenient for you. And let me explain why. If you have kids that are stroller bound, I always encourage parents to seek out transportation to the parks that does not involve you having to get them out of their stroller and fold the stroller up and then getting them back into the stroller. That is just such a frustrating process and should be avoided at all costs. Some of the other deluxe resorts on property, Disney and non-Disney brand, offer walking access to at least one park, if not 2. Those properties are going to be your Magic Kingdom area resorts, Contemporary Polynesian and Grand Floridian, which offer walking access to Magic Kingdom, and your Boardwalk area resorts, which are Boardwalk Inn, Beach Club, Yacht Club, and then Marriott brand, Swan, Dolphin, and Swan Reserve. The Boardwalk area resorts offer walking access to Epcot and to Hollywood Studios. It is so nice to be able to just pop your kid in the stroller, push them into the park, and not having to worry about all this, like getting them in, getting them out, picking up your bags, worrying if you picked up everything. It's just so much easier transitions to if you are doing that true parks trip where you're going to the parks every day, parks are the priority. Picking a resort that you can ride the buses as little as possible just makes it so much easier. Those monorail resorts, which are Contemporary Polynesian and Grand Floridian, also offer monorail access to Magic Kingdom and to Epcot. And what's nice about the monorail is that you can take strollers on without having to fold them up. You can roll your stroller right on and ride it to Magic Kingdom or Epcot. Another option is Skyliner resorts. I would say this is the least convenient out of those options that I mentioned before, but if you do have a single stroller, not a double, but a single, you can roll your stroller onto the Skyliner. And Skyliner is going to provide you access to Epcot and to Hollywood Studios. And if you're going to be spending all day in the parks, if you're going to be rope dropping, getting to the park when it opens, if you're going to be staying until fireworks, are you really going to be taking advantage of the unique atmosphere that Animal Kingdom Lodge offers? There are some other beautiful resorts on property that you get that immersive feeling that are going to be a lot more convenient. If you are looking for that like immersive tropical feeling, honestly, I'd recommend Polynesian Resort. Location wise, it is the most convenient on property. You can walk to Magic Kingdom. You can walk directly to the Ticket and Transportation Center and get on a monorail to Epcot. You don't have to transfer. But you do also have the resort monorail that takes you around to Magic Kingdom and the other monorail resorts. Their restaurants are also delicious. Their pools are beautiful. And they do also have like a beautiful, impressive lobby. You get that immersive vacation feeling like you're in another place, like you do at Animal Kingdom Lodge. When I do a Disney Parks trip with my kids, I have only stayed at Polynesian Resort. So that is my top pick. Now, when I think Animal Kingdom Lodge could be a great choice for you is one, if you are wanting a vacation that's a little bit of parks, but also a little bit of a staycation, which a Disney staycation would be just staying on the resort, not buying park tickets, and just enjoying the resort, sort of like an all-inclusive property, treating the resort as an experience in itself. And maybe you stay there for a week and get park tickets for a day or two, but you also have 3 or 4 days where you're just there to enjoy the resort. And maybe you take a bus and you go to Disney Springs for a little bit and come back, but you take the time to enjoy the pool, enjoy looking at the savanna and the animals, enjoy the restaurants on property. If you're looking for a more relaxed, balanced vacation like that, I think Animal Kingdom Lodge could be a great fit for you. If you're looking to do that on Walt Disney World property, I think Animal Kingdom Lodge is a great place to do that. As I mentioned earlier, the restaurants at Animal Kingdom Lodge are so delicious. But if you're staying elsewhere on property, like how I would stay at the Polynesian, it's not really convenient to get over to Animal Kingdom Lodge to get reservations at those restaurants. So when I'm doing a traditional Disney Parks vacation, I'm not really over in Animal Kingdom Lodge. So if you're interested in fully taking advantage of the resort, I think a staycation style trip is a perfect way to actually enjoy the resort. The other scenario where I think Animal Kingdom Lodge is a great fit and why I have stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge is pre-embarkation for a Disney cruise out of Port Canaveral. Disney Cruise Line has several sailings out of Port Canaveral, Florida, which is located about an hour outside of Walt Disney World. And this makes it super convenient for people who are looking to do a parks and cruising combination. But even if you're not doing a parks trip in conjunction with your cruise, you should still be coming down to Florida at least one day before your sailing date to make sure that you're there, flights don't get delayed, traffic, things like that. There's a reason there's a saying that ship has sailed, right? You don't want to plan to get into Orlando just on embarkation day and then miss your ship because then you miss your entire vacation. But I think something underrated about doing a Disney cruise is making that pre-embarkation stay, even if it's just one night, a little experience in itself. And Animal Kingdom Lodge, especially for little ones, I think is the best way to do it. You have Boma, which is delicious for all ages, but is a super easy buffet style meal. We love to do Boma brunch on embarkation day because you can do a later brunch, get everything packed up, get your bags out, head down to brunch at Boma, get a nice filling meal, and then head over to port. What's convenient about staying on Disney property is that you have the option to take Disney Cruise Line bus transportation that will pick you up right from your hotel and take you straight to Disney's port. But when I'm coming into Orlando for a Disney cruise, I do like to see some of the different properties that I'm not able to see when I'm there for a parks trip, specifically because when I'm doing a parks trip, I only stay at the resorts that are super convenient location-wise. And I do think that Animal Kingdom Lodge is just a fun little experience on its own. That's just a great little appetizer to your Disney cruise. Some other resorts to consider if you're looking for an experience like that pre-cruise. These are hotels that I don't think are the most convenient to stay at for a parks trip with toddlers, but are beautiful resorts that would make a great pre-cruise experience. So if you want to kind of compare and contrast, I think Wilderness Lodge would also be a great pre-cruise stay. They have great restaurants, beautiful hotel. It's not the most convenient transportation. I also think Riviera is a beautiful resort, really exciting restaurants that aren't super convenient to get to unless you're staying at a Skyliner resort. They do have Skyliner transportation. I don't think that's the most convenient way to get around property with toddlers, but I am really intrigued with the resort and I would like to stay there, maybe pre-cruise just to kind of test it out. Venturing off into non-Disney properties, I think the Four Seasons Orlando could be a great property to try out just for one night. It is going to be on the higher end price-wise, and when you have toddlers, the Four Seasons is still going to only have bus transportation to the parks. They don't have any sort of walking or stroller convenience. They do have a concierge that can arrange private transportation for you, but you're not going to get the access that you would at some other resorts. I have not stayed at any of those properties yet personally, but those are ones on my radar for a pre-cruise stay. And those are my thoughts on Animal Kingdom Lodge as a toddler mom. Not the most convenient option for a park stay, but I think if you're thinking about a staycation or a pre-cruise hotel booking, Animal Kingdom is the best. If you have any questions about Animal Kingdom Lodge, please comment below. I do read and respond to every comment. You can also always send me an email, hi@jetad.co. And when we're talking about questions, I am always open to feedback or questions on video topics. So if there's any sort of video topic you'd like to see, also let me know that in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I recently went on a 7-night cruise on the Disney Treasure, and I stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge as my pre-cruise stay for the Treasure. So over these next few weeks, I'm going to be breaking down my Treasure experience with a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So if you're not already, hit subscribe and stick around for that. Comment below your questions on Disney Cruise Line and the Treasure, because at the end of this series, I will do a question and answer video. I also did that for my Disneyland series. If you haven't checked that out yet, I'll link it below and I'll link my Q&A series so you can kind of see how that type of video works. And if you are a subscriber and you've been around, thank you so much for being here. Sorry for the little pause in videos. I don't know if you noticed, but my background is a little bit different. Same couch, but different paint color, different lighting. And that is because I moved. So I've been a little busy just unpacking and doing everything with that. So thanks for your patience with that. But I'm super excited to be finally breaking down my Treasure trip. If you haven't already, check out my quick review on our Treasure experience, the good, the bad, the ugly. I will link that in the next screen. I'm going to be doing a whole series on my Disney Treasure experience over these next few weeks, and I'll create a playlist of all those Treasure videos so you can binge them. So I'm going to link that playlist, what I have so far, in this next screen as well, and you can go ahead and watch those first couple of videos, and if you're watching at a later time, you can binge the whole series. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, hit subscribe, follow me on Instagram @JetstreamAdventures, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!